Hi everyone and welcome to Game Club. Today we'll be playing the classic game Top Secret Spies, also known as Heimlich & Co. The game where no one can be trusted, everyone's out to get everyone, and, well, there's a spy sort of hiding behind a doorway, which, well, let's be honest, that's probably what they do. Right, I'm going to start with the unboxing of Top Secret Spies, and I'll just say that this is a US version, so this is from the US, and as you can see, I think the German version, the European version had a grey back with characters on it. It's looking slightly shadowy. This is a guy lurking with another guy running away with the secret documents. Inside you've got your booklet which outlines everything in the game, and we'll be going through that. Then we have the board. Now the board is slightly different from the old board, in that instead of like blocks which named properties with the same numbers on it, this has just the numbers on it, and then you have your VPs around the side there. You have inside, you've got your passports, you've got your top secret cards, your safe, your dice, and you have your victory point markers, and then you have your player markers there. And just to note, they've still got the Heimlich & Co name there, and I've just noticed that, which is interesting. I've had this game for a couple of years and just noticed that now. So anyway, join us as we will now play and then review Top Secret Spies. Hi everyone, so this is Top Secret Spies set up as a sort of three-player game. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly shuffle three cards and then put them open, but normally they would obviously be closed to each other. You would know, but no one else would know. I'll go 1, 2 and 3, so there are 3 players. I'll put these back. Now we're playing this as the base game, so this is the basic version of it. I will also do a short video with the more complex version, but so with the basic game what you effectively do is each player will play as one character. So 1, 2, 3 will be this gentleman playing Agent Boosie and Agent Doyle and then Agent Schultz. And just a note, obviously people won't know who's who, but what we effectively do is the first player will roll dice here, and as you can see, because we're playing a 3-player game, there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 agents on the board. If it was for 2-player, it'd be 5, and if it was for 4-player, all 7 agents would be on the board. But what you do is, so I roll the dice here, and I've got a 3. So Agent Broccoli's got a 3, and so effectively he can move any of these 3. The objective would obviously be to try as much as possible to, well, not show your hand, not show your particular agent. So what you could do is you can move any of them, however many you wish. So effectively you can move the orange one, and then you can move the grey one, and then you can move the yellow one. I've just noticed that we don't have Agent Doyle, so I'll just have to choose another one. Apologies, so I'll just choose this instead. So Agent Perry instead of Agent Doyle, which is fine. Now, obviously the logic is that some people will not know, and some people will know, so they'll be tipped off by the fact that, like for instance, Agent Perry and Agent Schultz, both of them know that obviously their player's been moved, so it's a process of elimination. Anyway, Agent Perry then rolls, and he gets 1 to 3, so then he can move 1, 2 or 3 depending on how he feels. So effectively he can go move that one, move that one, move that 2, like that, and then obviously he goes through, and then I'll do Agent Schultz 1 to 3 again. Schultz will move this guy 1, his Agent 1, and then this guy here 1 as well. And it goes round, excuse me, round and round and round until you get to your scoring opportunity here. Now effectively what happens is that the objective of the game is to score as many points as possible and get to this point here. So once you've got 41, 42 points, then the game ends, and whoever's the highest scoring wins the game. But what effectively happens is you move around the board. Now the thing is that you can see I move around in a clockwise position, but It doesn't actually state in the game. I'm just looking now to see. Yeah, sorry. Turn clockwise order on the players. The player moves at least one agent. Player continues. So die determines the movement. A player may move any agent and may move several agents in his turn. He may always move agents. He must always move agents. Sorry, in clockwise. So it must always be in clockwise. Okay. So then we'll go back to Agent Bushi. He rolls 4. So he's orange. So he's going to move his orange one 2. He's going to move this green one 1, and then the red one 1 as well. Agent Perry 6. Useful. Move this 3. And move this one 1. This 2. And then 5 for Schultz. Schultz will move this 1. This 3. And then this one like that. Now there's a scoring position here because he has ended up on the safe here, so he can effectively score now. And so what happens is that all of the players where they are on the board, they score on the points that are on the particular, I call them door numbers, but you know they're just simply, as people say them, as numbers. So effectively he scores 7, he scores 6, he scores 5, he scores 3, 2, 1, as you can see. So effectively that's how the game goes, and it's all about the scoring potential because you're trying to get around and try as hard as you might to score the points. And as you probably know, there is a -3 on the church here, which I don't know if you can see from there, but I'll just try and zoom in a bit so you can probably see it. Let me just zoom in a little bit and then I'll move it across a little bit so you can see the -3. I'll just put that there. And so obviously the scoring potential really affects how you would play the game. But we played a game a while ago, actually right at the start of the series, which would have been 13 Dead End Drive, which this game has some similarities to. But effectively that was not so much driven by scoring, more driven by the whole inheritance situation. But this game really is more about how the scoring will affect you, and you can play in such a way that you can effectively get other players who you are not in control of to score both positive and negatively, but you have to be very conscious of that. Anyway, what happens is that once you've done the move, you then move the state. After all the score markers have been moved, the player whose turn it is, so that, for instance, that would then be Agent Bushi, gets to move this anywhere on the board that he wishes. That can be the church, the ruins of the church, that can be anywhere on the board. And so he could put it, say for instance there, at number 4, which would make any sense to him. But effectively, if it was me, I'd probably go, and you know, you play the game very much in the logic of playing it to kind of outwit your opponent. You would play it, you could put it on 6 for instance, but the problem is then you give yourself away. So if it was me, this is just me for instance, I would put it on either a 10 or the building behind me, because then it kind of confuses people somewhat. But effectively I put it on the 10, and then Bush was 1 or 3, so then he's going to move, he'll go 1, 2, 3. We go back to Perry, Perry gets a 4, 1, he'll move 1, he'll move this one 1, and then he'll move this one 2, like that. And then Schultz 6, so Schultz can go 1 and 2 and 2, so that's, and then one more, and then finally then we go Bushi gets 3, 1, he'll go actually 1, 1, 2, and then it gets a scoring opportunity. As you can see, basically that's the game. It's a I call it the push and pull situation. So we'll score here. So we've got orange has got 10, so they're up to 15. Grey's got 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we've got yellow, which has got 7, so that's 13. 6 and 3, 9. 5, 6, and then 3. So as you can see, the game, it pushes and pulls, ebbs and flows, and it's quite an interesting game because of that. Plus also when you're playing with other players, it can be slightly duplicitous because you can effectively work out who someone is and then play around with them as such. But anyway, I'll do the review after this, and hopefully I'll be able to discuss my thoughts further. Hi everyone, so we've already seen what's called the basic variant. Now we're going to do the top secret variant. There is another variant as well on top of this, which is the find the agent and find out who has a particular agent. I won't be playing that because that is quite self-explanatory. What I will do, however, is I will run through this top secret agent in which you have the top secret cards here, and I'll just set that up. Now just to note, just so that people are aware, you can, so what happens is you will get your cards drawn, and I'm going to have 4 players for this because it'll be easy to understand. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, there are my 4 characters there, and then everyone gets 2 top secret cards. I will draw 1, and then I'll do 1, 1 and 1 just to mix it up a bit. And then what we'll do is we will go through how it plays. I'll just move the camera across a little bit just so you can see that. Now, effectively, if I roll, just so you know, a 1, 2 or 3, I can choose to miss that turn and collect another card. Or if I land on the ruins, I can basically pick up another card as well. Now, you can only play your top secret card in the part of the turn, which basically what happens is what will happen is after the player whose turn it is moves the agents or has chosen not to move agents to draw a top secret card, he asks if any player wants to play a top secret card, and at that point is when players can play the top secret card. So it's just to note, you can't play the top secret card at any other time than at the end of another player's turn. When they ask you, then you can play. So I will show you an example. So we're probably familiar with this setup. All of our agents are on 0. Our safe is on 7, same scoring. What happens is, let us go here, I'll just turn over all of the top secret cards so I can see what they are. And what you generally get with top secret cards is one of 3 options. You've got an ability to move the safe, an ability to move players forward or backwards. The moving a safe is to any location list, moving player forward or backwards, and that's normally 1, 2 or 3. And then of course you've got the ability to move the scoring as well, which is very helpful if you're trying to win the game, but obviously then you open up yourself for people to know who you are. Objective being you're trying not to let anyone know who you are. So, show you around. So what happens is I'm going to start, so our purple guy's going to start, he gets 6, and obviously he'll try and do as much as possible to make it, to disguise his character. Then he will ask, does anyone want to play a top secret card? Now, the top secret cards I've got, and I'll just move this across so you can see it a little bit. You've got a move 1 forward, 1 either way, 1 agent building forward or backwards, move 1 agent 2 or 3 buildings forward, move backwards, etc, etc, move the safe. Now, the thing is that obviously safe, for instance, doesn't really show which agent you are. Things like moving a particular agent can flag up which agents you're particularly going for, and the point scoring ones, which is just the bottom here, which I think is out of shop, I'll show it to you there, that basically I call that the red flag card because you only use that at the end. These cards can be kept or are kept secret, but some people do play them open. They don't play this one open, they play this one open. Reason being is because they like obviously other people to know what they've got, so they feel they haven't hidden it, but also it's because the fact is, let's be honest, it just helps when it comes to pushing the momentum of the game sometimes. I'm going to get this guy to use one of his cards, and it says move 2 agents each 1 building forward. Okay, so when he uses that, it then goes in the middle here, and the top secret pile will go here. So that we now know that's your discard pile and that's your draw pile. So, and he's going to move these 2 1 forward like that, noting obviously that he is yellow, so he's already moved forward 2, but obviously he's trying to be slightly tricky. Then he'll roll and he gets a 2, so he'll go 1 and then 1. Okay, now he then asks, and then the next person says yes or no, and yes, we will get this guy to use move one agent 1, 2 or 3 buildings forward, and he will certainly do that. So we'll put that there, and as you can see, I'll just do this in just a second. It's going to move purple 2 forward, which is obviously not him, and then he's going to roll. But just to note, on the cards at the bottom, it does tell you just here what each one kind of specialises. This is a movement card. You then have safe movement card, which is like that, and then you have a piece movement card, a scoring piece movement card. And we'll get up to scoring just so you can understand how that works. So, and we've got Mr. Grey or Agent Schultz. Schultz will go 1, and he'll move 2 as well. Interestingly, kind of flagging up that it might be him, although the way the game works, people generally will not be as suspicious. Now, I'll use this guy. This is move 1 agent, 1 building away from the safe. So you can literally move any agent 1 building away from the safe, and he's going to move red 1 building away from the safe, and he'll dump that card, and then he'll roll a 2. And he'll move blue 1, and he'll move orange 1. There we go. Once again, trying to distract people from who's who, that's the objective of the game. We go into Larson. Now remember, he will ask, does anyone want to play it? Now Larson decides to place the safe in the building of your choice. Larson decides to play that, and he'll put the building in number 10. That way then making it a lot further away. And this is where it gets more interesting, because the original one is a case of you land on 7, you score, then the next player moves it. This is a little bit more kind of, I would say, democratic in its level of complexity, sophistication. But it can also become slightly irritating as well if you're playing against people who are Ubermensch players, as I use that term a lot, but basically means very aggressive, assertive players. So we've got 6 there, and so I'm going to move this 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I am playing this purple, so I'll move him 2, and I'll move him 1. There we go. So next turn he asks, and Perry will use this, move 1 agent, 1 building forward or backwards, and he decides to move orange, back 1. Interesting. So 2 now. 1, 2. He's decided to move 1 player. Oh, he's actually moved on. I'll give it too much away. Now, there is something that did come up in a conversation about 2 days ago in regard to this. You can play 7 players. It's not unfeasible, but I would recommend play the basic version with 7 players. Don't play this version, because you'll find that firstly the round issue is a problem, but secondly it just becomes a really irritating sort of situation. Because of the fact that they're having to ask people, and then you've got 7 each time, it sort of staggers the game. So where it will say 45 minutes, you generally find it can take a good hour and a half easily, depending on who you're playing with, of course. Right, so now we'll go to Agent Schultz. Agent Schultz has decided to use his card, which is move 1 agent 1 or 2 buildings backwards, and he's going to move red 1, 2 buildings backward there, and then 4 is going to move 1, 2, 3 and 4. So giving a little indication maybe he's grey, but you never know. And then we'll go to the next guy here, and he will use this, and he's going to move 1 token, and that's going to be yellow. He's going to move that 3 spaces ahead. Interesting, now people think that he is yellow. So now he's rolled a 1 or 3, so he decided to miss his turn, and he's going to take a card, and he gets this one. Now this is an interesting card. Move an agent to the ruins regardless of where he is. That's a very useful card if you want to, I call it shaft people, but effectively if you want to scupper people's plans. Now we've got move 1 agent to the location of the safe regardless of where he is, and we're going to go with that. So he's going to use that card, and he's going to move green there. And as we know how the game works, scoring works like this. So green will get 10. We've got our purple, who played the card, gets 6. 7 for grey. We've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for yellow, 4 for red, 2 for orange and 2 for blue. So there we are. Now it goes to Perry. Perry can decide where he wants it, and he's going to put it on building number 8, and then it's his go. He doesn't have a card. Now you're still supposed to ask, but to be honest with you, what you'll generally find is most people will say no. Now just to note, anyone can play a card at that point. But what generally I would recommend just is wait till your turn to play it, because otherwise you can end up being scuppered. But it's up to you. You know, obviously there's no fixed and fast rule in that regard. So there we go. That is Top Secret Spies a playthrough with the top secret cards option, and then I'll give my review. Many of you will remember that we loved 13 Dead End Drive, which effectively lifted a lot of the components of this and made for an absolutely stunning game, which was really a push and pull. There was a lot of kind of inconsistencies and errors, and it was just a generally frenetic and fun game. Top Secret Spies is actually less frenetic, equally as fun, but the enjoyment is far less arbitrary. It sounds awful to say, but it's far more about diplomacy and politic, because it's really about 7 characters, you have 1, and you're trying to shift the power balance constantly while other players are doing the same. If you like games where you can get certainly replay value and you can get a lot of people involved very quickly because the rules are pretty easy to digest, this is ideal. The basic version runs smoothly, very, very clever game, which I think a lot of people enjoy. If you want to then tighten that up a bit and make it more for seasoned gamers, there's nothing wrong with dumping in the top secret cards option, which I really do think and recommend is something that I think really adds to value to the game. The third option, the secret agent sort of uncovery thing, I generally didn't enjoy at all. We only played it once and we found it irritating because it really did drag out, and to be fair, the power play in the game became far more inconsistent. The logic of the game and the brilliance, in my personal opinion, of why the game's so good is because it's a push and pull. It's tidal, so you see how it's going and then you just dictate how to play against opposing players, etc. And it really is quite a fascinating game in that respect. So anyway, so Top Secret Spies or Heimlich & Co. is well worth getting. If you haven't got it, this is an old version, the US version, which I've had for a while, and I love it to bits. But if you haven't got it, you can look for it at the moment. It is quite expensive, but it's really well worth getting if you are interested in these sort of games. If you love 13 Dead End Drive, for instance, or if you enjoyed a game like Top Secret Spies or Heimlich & Co. If you enjoy a game which has that sort of ebb and flow, push and pull, but is a lot more simple and board based, it's not more of a Euro game, then this is definitely for you. Right, well that's all I can add to it, because I can't be more glowing than that. So it's good. We've had 2 great games back to back, Itchy Feet and this, so I'm really pleased. Anyway, that was Top Secret Spies, and I'm Simon Kennedy, and this is Game Club, and thank you for watching.